Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the deafening roar of engines reverberating through humid night air. Imagine neon lights shimmering against wet asphalt as cars slice through a city that never sleeps. Bangkok, chaotic, alive, unpredictable, transformed into a cathedral of speed. It sounds like a fantasy. Formula One, the pinnacle of motorsport, the circus that has raced across deserts, mountains, and glittering cityscapes, setting its stage in Thailand. For decades, the very idea seemed too ambitious, too complicated, too costly. But now, whispers are louder than ever. Fans, politicians, and even corporate backers believe the impossible might finally become reality. But how did Thailand, a nation better known for temples, tuk-tuks, and tropical beaches, become a serious contender for Formula One's billion-dollar spectacle? To answer that, we need to rewind the story to the origins of a dream that refused to die. Rehook, what's really at stake? But first, let me tell you what's really at stake here. If this race happens, it wouldn't just be another dot on the F1 calendar. We're talking about a potential multi-billion-dollar economic impact. Tens of thousands of international visitors flooding into the city in a single week, and what could be the most technically challenging street circuit ever attempted. Imagine it, 20 cars racing at 200 miles per hour through a metropolis of 15 million people, past ancient temples that have stood for centuries. The logistics alone are staggering. Roads would need to be rebuilt, drainage reinforced, and public transport expanded. For Thailand, this isn't just about hosting a race. It's about announcing itself on the world stage. So how did Thailand convince Formula One that this impossible dream could actually work? Thailand has always had gasoline in its veins. Motorsports aren't new here. Beneath the cultural surface of temples and beaches lies a deep fascination with speed. Bangkok's underground street racing scene has thrived for decades, while motorcycle racing consistently pulls massive crowds. The push for Formula One began officially over a decade ago. In 2012, rumors swirled about a possible night race through Bangkok streets. The idea, to mirror the glittering success of the Singapore Grand Prix. Singapore had proven that Southeast Asia could deliver not only a race but a global phenomenon. Fans poured in, tourism skyrocketed, and the city became a byword for glamour and adrenaline. Thailand wanted that magic. Politicians drafted proposals. Business leaders ran feasibility studies. For a brief moment, it felt inevitable. Bangkok would join Monaco, Singapore, and Baku as the world's next street racing capital. But then, the dream stumbled. Political instability shook the country. Budgets came under scrutiny. Infrastructure doubts grew louder. By 2015, the once bright vision had dimmed. Fans called the Thai Grand Prix nothing more than a myth, a tantalizing what if that faded into silence. And yet, in the background, powerful figures refused to let go. The mid-2020s revival. The turning point came in the mid-2020s. Formula One itself was evolving. Under Liberty Media's ownership, the sport expanded aggressively into new markets. The United States went from 1 race to 3. The Middle East invested heavily in state-of-the-art circuits. Even Las Vegas, once thought impossible, lit up with a Grand Prix of its own. Southeast Asia was the missing jewel, and Thailand, strategically positioned, culturally iconic, and desperate for global visibility, was suddenly back in play. Negotiations quietly reignited. Thai officials pointed to the country's booming tourism industry. Before the pandemic, Thailand welcomed more than 40 million international visitors a year. A Formula One race, they argued, could be the crown jewel in an already thriving tourism empire. Not just a race, but a week-long festival of sport, culture, and nightlife. Airlines, hotels, and sponsors quickly took notice. Still, there was a problem. Where would the race be held? The circuit dilemma. Thailand already had a permanent track. The Chang International Circuit in Buriram opened in 2014. It had hosted MotoGP and won praise for its design. But there was one problem: glamour. Formula One isn't just about racing, it thrives on spectacle. Buriram, far from the capital, lacked the international sparkle F1 craved. That's when the conversation shifted back to Bangkok. Not to its suburbs or outskirts, but to the city's very heart. Picture it, cars screaming past the Grand Palace, engines echoing across the Chao Phraya River, cameras capturing neon-soaked skyscrapers. A night race that could rival Singapore, but with Thailand's own chaotic beauty. For F1 executives, it was irresistible. For Thai officials, it was risky, but potentially transformative. The road to possibility. By the late 2020s, speculation grew stronger. Reports circulated that designs for a Bangkok street circuit were being explored. Engineers faced enormous challenges: narrow roads, unpredictable flooding, and centuries-old landmarks that would need careful protection. Yet with each new discussion, the dream grew harder to dismiss. And so, Thailand's bid for Formula One transformed from a long-shot idea into a tantalizing possibility. But here's the real question. What would it actually look like? Could Bangkok truly transform itself into a playground for Formula One? And if so, what challenges, controversies, and opportunities lie ahead? Because this is more than just a race. It's a gamble, a statement, a cultural collision between ancient tradition and modern spectacle. If Bangkok were to host Formula One, the biggest question is simple but daunting. What would the track look like? Street circuits are notoriously difficult to design. Unlike traditional racetracks built for speed, city streets were never meant for 200-mile-per-hour machines. They're narrow, uneven, and hemmed in by buildings. Designing a circuit here would be an engineering masterpiece, or a logistical nightmare. Early concept sketches that circulated online imagined the course weaving along the Chao Phraya River. Challenges and controversies. Yet beneath the excitement lurks controversy. Formula One has long been criticized for its environmental impact, political entanglements, and staggering costs. Thailand's bid raises the same questions seen in other host nations. Who would pay for it? How much taxpayer money would be required? Would everyday citizens actually benefit, or would profits flow mostly to corporations and elites? In cities from Montreal to Rio de Janeiro, F1 has left behind both pride and debt. Could Bangkok face the same fate? Then there's the cultural clash. Formula One is synonymous with excess and luxury. Champagne, billion-dollar sponsors, exclusive paddocks. Thailand, meanwhile, is a country deeply rooted in Buddhist traditions, where humility and spirituality carry deep meaning. Could such an opulent spectacle fit naturally into this cultural fabric? Or would it risk becoming a playground for the wealthy, disconnected from everyday life? And yet, history provides perspective. When Singapore first announced its night race, skepticism ran high. Locals worried about noise, traffic, and wasteful spending. Today, the Singapore Grand Prix is a source of national pride and one of the most profitable events on the calendar. Austin, Texas faced similar doubts, only to transform its U.S. Grand Prix into a beloved festival blending local culture with international sport. Could Thailand follow that same path? Imagine fast-forwarding to race week. Bangkok's streets hum with anticipation. Fans from around the world flood Suvarnabhumi Airport, carrying flags, jerseys, and the shared excitement of witnessing history. Local vendors set up food stalls along the circuit, the scent of grilled satay mingling with gasoline. The lights go out. 20 cars thunder down the straight, sparks flying beneath a humid night sky. For a few hours, Bangkok isn't just another global city, it's the beating heart of the racing universe. If successful, the Thai Grand Prix could become a fixture for decades, joining Monaco, Monza, and Suzuka as an iconic stop. It could inspire a new generation of Thai motorsport talent. It could cement Southeast Asia as a true hub for global racing, with Thailand and Singapore creating a powerful 1-2 punch on the calendar. But even if the project stumbles, the attempt itself would leave a mark, because what Thailand has done is more than chase a race. It has dared to dream at the scale of giants. When we think of Formula One, we think of speed, technology, and drama on the track. But behind every race lies something deeper: a nation's struggle, ambition, and identity. The Thai Grand Prix, if it happens, would not just be about cars. It would be Thailand racing against doubt, against history, against the limits of what's possible. And if Bangkok succeeds under neon lights and ancient temples, the world might not just witness another race. It might witness the birth of a legend.